So, moving on to day 11, the Keyblade. Ah, yes, my flat JPEG image of a weapon. Yay? I don't know how I feel about this. Hi, Zigbar. Okay. I know, amazing. I know that stuff? Wait, arm myself with some. You mean I don't naturally just know it like other Kingdom Hearts games? No! And this is where we get into this. Panels. You can now select panels from your main menu. Panels allow you to customize your abilities. You can access your panels through the start menu. So yes, panels. Meet the main mechanic of 358 over 2 days. The panels are basically how you build yourself as a character. Everything is controlled through panels. How many items you have with you, how much magic you have with you, what your level is. Remember in the last part when I ended up saying how there were level up panels you would get if you get the XP bar all the way? Well, you have to install each and every single one onto there. But Roxas, there's only 15 panels here, which means I could only be level 15. There are methods of getting to higher levels. There are special panels that have multiple slots on them. These multiple slots can either double, triple, and I believe there's a quadruple level up panel inside of this game. Combine them all together and you will end up getting to high levels. The same can go for your Keyblade. There's going to be panels specific for Keyblades. And you can boost up your abilities with them by being able to deal with them once you get the panels themselves. Where can you find Keyblade panels? You can buy them for the most part. You can synthesize them, or you can end up finding them on the field inside of chests. Which is why, as I mentioned in the last part, it's kind of an important thing to go after the chests because you never know what you can get inside them, unless you're using a guide, which I'm not using. There she is. And already that enthusiasm. You're not nice. Don't say anything, Roxas. And then Loxine got an evil, devilish idea. Where I can't use my beating stick. You can see why I don't like Larxene, ladies and gentlemen. She's portrayed as a bitch. In both H.a.n.d of Memories and inside of 358 over 2 days. She's got like a permanent chip on her shoulder. I swear. And you know, for nobody's apparently not having real emotions, she comes off very well that she has real angry emotions. Alright, so we can use magic. Oh, meanwhile, we have to watch. She watches. So, okay. So, time for a tutorial on how to access magic. You hit the X button to scroll down on your command window, and from there, you can check your spells, your magic. Well, spells is your magic. Or your items. So that's how you access that. You can also put them on shortcuts by using the L button and then setting that up. Now, the panels that we had earlier that we installed allowed us to basically have 3 shots of fire. Yes, the amount of times you can shoot a spell is indicative to how many panels of that spell you have equipped. So in this case, we used up 1, so we can use 2 more left. Now, you might have noticed that there were ethers that we ended up getting inside of the chests. You can use ethers to restore 1 panel and 1 use of the magic. That's something I really don't like. I would prefer it if an ether would restore all 3 of the, abilities for me to cast spells, because that really hurts, because that applies even to cure when you get cure later. And honestly, cure in this game is not that good. You're better off taking items like potions or high potions, or okay, no, maybe scratch the mega potion thing. So here's it's telling you about recovery items, basically what I just went over. I really don't like that the ethers, don't do that. And you have to remember to equip ethers into your slots as well. Now, you don't need to worry, you unlock more slots later, and that makes it easier, but juggling the panels is the main part of this game. You have 3 decks that you can make and customize with different ones, and then you can switch to them before the mission begins, but that's about it. So, pretty much that takes care of that. So we can use fire, or we can end up using our Keyblade now, because Larxene doesn't care. And honestly, I don't either, because magic in this game is kinda useless. By kinda, I mean very, except for fire and blizzard, because those 2 are like very good for certain missions. And actually, that just makes me realize that magic in this game is very situational. I never put that together in my mind. Yeesh, worst mentor ever. And if you're our, pep girl, then you are definitely not cut for the job. Give it to Demix. I'm pretty sure he can come up with some cool music. It seems like Larxene's job is, were to just dash all hopes and any sense of likability in the organization. Everyone else has been relatively nice. I mean, Zexion was kind of snappy, but I mean, that's because he doesn't like slackers. Larxene's just got a chip on her shoulder. That's really all it is. She just has a chip on her shoulder. See? Just permanent chip on her shoulder. Why? I have no regrets that you die in Castle Oblivion. None at all. So, another mission complete. We've learned how to use magic. And we've gained a new panel, this time for Scan, which allows us to read enemy abilities. Yep. Scan and other abilities are panels in this game. And this is why the organization's stronghold needs a library. A closed world, huh? Interesting. That's not creepy. Alright, so here we have Type B controls. These give you a more flexible camera and allow you to access the quick select menu with the L and R button. You can set that up by hitting the start button, going to configure, and messing with that. But first things first, we're gonna put Scan on here. And we're gonna put in Ethers, So then we have the ability to do things. There we go. Now I have enough to restore up to 4 shots of magic. Why did I talk to her? She was just gonna be mean. I should have known what was coming. What about you, Vexen? He just solved a Sudoku puzzle. He's really excited. I know, right? Permanent chip on her shoulder. So, let's go. Now we're gonna get into the recon missions of this game, which can be kind of annoying and are very long. One thing I should mention too, you can skip cutscenes by hitting the start button or scrolling through the text extremely fast. So there are ways to skip cutscenes, which helps when you're going into later missions. I believe you can't skip a cutscene unless you've seen it before. So if you're going back to previous missions, you can skip the cutscenes. And that does count towards its total time, actually. Yes, there are time limits inside of some of these missions. Not negative, but this will apply later on to some of these special missions you can do in the game, where you have to defeat enemies in a certain amount of time or do X in a certain amount of time. But I'll get more into that later. For right now, we have recon missions, which we have to go around and examine things with the A button and find new breakthroughs, getting the mission gauge all the way complete. These type of missions generally have 2 tiers to them. In fact, I think they all do. So, looks like we have Mr. Know-It-All here. Well, I'm sorry, the obvious is all I know. Oh, thanks. There are a lot of shops. It's a big town. There are a lot of shops. This could be the center of town. Business seems to be booming. This could be the center of town. Well. Oh my god, that clock tower is a flat JPEG image too. We've been sitting up there. All right. So that seems like it's going to be important here or there. So Vexen seems to be able to do quite a bit. And what was I doing right here that was causing me to not be able to do that? Oh, well, I'll just... Okay, that took a lot longer. I must have had to put my DS down or something. 3DS down. I'm playing this on a 3DS. He used the power of deductive reasoning. Science's best friend. Along with the scientific methods. Although in Vexen's case, something's telling me he would skip a step or two. My mind is still that of a teenager. Hormones and all that. Confused, unknown what to do in the world. You know, like most teenagers. All right. And with that, we have a new breakthrough. Filling up our meter halfway. This is what I mean. There are different breakthroughs that you're going to have to do, so you're going to have to examine certain places. And this is where you can end up wandering for a while, because anything can be examinable, which can be quite distressing if you're not careful. But first and first, get this, and you get a blazing shard. So, that takes care of that. And just to pepper in, they put in some Heartless. Generally, there's going to be Heartless inside of the recon missions as well. And while they always say, oh, you might be seen, nobody will ever come into seeing you. Except for one person. One person may. Because most of these towns don't have NPCs, because that would already tax this game more than anything. And hey, look, Possessors. What are they doing outside of Beast's Castle? There's no gargoyles here to end up, you know, possessing. The thing about Possessors that's really annoying is that they love to go around you and whittle down your health very slowly. Believe me, that gets annoying after a while. Yeah, but wouldn't you want to know why there's a giant gaping hole that no contractor or anything has filled in the side of the wall? I mean, that's like an obvious thing that you'd want to think about. All right. Going down here, we got more Possessors. All right. Don't worry, I will get more powerful soon to where I could one-shot these guys. And if I was able to, I'd be able to, you know, level up and do all those amazing things, but I have too many panels already equipped. I really don't like that the panels are handled in this game. Why are the panels tied to level ups? They shouldn't have done that, because then that could mean that I could grind like crazy and be level 99. I get why they did it, but I also hate that they did it. So, let's keep looking around. This is where you can get lost if you're not careful. Because if there are more locations, you have to try and find them. And a lot of the time, it's recon missions that you gain access to the entire world that you're going to be in. So you will have multiple screens to go through. And that makes things annoying. So we're still looking for another spot, and all right. Oh, there it is. Come on. Let's knock on the door. Yeah, which is why people may be staring at us in our suspicious black coats. Ever think of that, Vexen? Ever think of, you know, for the covert part, you wear civilian clothes? Seriously, why don't they wear civilian clothes when doing covert operations? That would make things, like, actually very covert. Plus, also, the town has to be questioning something if there are a bunch of Heartless all around the place. Just saying. Multiple gates, huh? Are they the door organization? Sorry, that was terrible. Oh, thanks. It's funny, because you die first in Castle Oblivion. I wonder why. Shouldn't have said that, Roxas. So yes, with that, we can now RTC. Because we have completed our mission. But there's still, you know, things for us to explore. And that's where it comes into play that you can end up being in these missions for a long time, because you need to know where these new locations are coming from, which could be anywhere in the world. Luckily, this is actually not the first time I recorded this session. I actually did the intro section and the tutorial multiple times, so I knew where they were. It's later missions that it becomes kind of difficult. Vex is the kind of tutor that, even with a little bit of progress, ends up starting to praise himself. Very egotistical. Very egotistical. Alright, so let us go to our next destination, which is going to be where we used to have to beat up Scrap in a certain amount of time and in a certain amount of swings to meet some arbitrary requirement to get ourselves a secret ending, something I still will never understand. And there we go. Don't worry, you'll never be seen. There's only really one instance in the game in which you can be. Alright, and with that, a new breakthrough and the mission is fully complete. So now let us RTC, and next we're gonna head off to, I believe, the last tutorial of the beginning of the game. Yeah, it's only about an hour long as opposed to the 3 in Kingdom Hearts 2. If you couldn't tell, I don't like the intro sequence of Kingdom Hearts 2 too much. It goes on way too long. Kinda did. All right. I'm not gaining too much experience, but we also gained a new ability, Dodge Roll. By hitting the Y button and the directional pad or circle pad, we can do a dodge roll to dodge out of the way of attacks. I do not use dodge roll in this game. Every place imaginable, huh? Deeds to be done. This is a long episode, I know, ladies and gentlemen, but I wanted to get the tutorials out fast. Ah, Lexaeus. He speaks in ellipses, he does. Hello, Lexaeus, but first things first. Panels. Let us see. Do I actually equip the dodge roll? Okay, get rid of one of those. Yep, I actually equipped the dodge roll. What am I thinking? You're not gonna use it, Roxas. You're not gonna use it. Because I'm gonna forget to hit the Y button all the time. Hello, Zexian. Okay. What about you, Marluxia? Okay, mulling to himself. What about you, Lexaeus? Yes, I am. So let's talk to Sayax. Let us go to the final tutorial. Goody. After this, no more tutorials. Well, no more tutorials for the tutorial section of the game. No. Oh my god, it's gigantically polygonal! Oh, practical, huh? So, what do we mean by that? Ow! I think you broke my nose. I think he actually did break his nose. Okay. So what is limit break? When your HP falls into the yellow range, hold A and you'll activate your limit break. Your attacks will deal massive damage until the white line reaches the left side of your health bar. So yes, remember how I said there was that little yellow bar on our health? That is our limit break. So, let us attack and take care of them. That's the limit break, but you run into the danger of running out of limit break, so keep that in mind, and you can't spam it. You're gonna be hearing limit break a lot in this game. I'm not that good at 358 over 2 days, I will admit. Actually, I won't admit, I will bellow from the top of the clock tower in Twilight Town. I am not good at this game. Or many games, really. Why are you watching me? Oh, goody. You know, Sayax never got back to me on the whole benefit thing. Is a broken nose covered under our medical insurance? Ah, deeds to be done. Dropping the name of the day, huh? Good for the organization. It's like he doesn't understand. He's with the bad guys. Which I don't blame him. I mean, some of them have been actually rather nice for being bad guys. And girls. There are 2 girls in the organization now. h.a.n.d and Larxene. Although Larxene has a permanent chip on her shoulder, so there is that. And we got ourselves a skill gear. This is our first of the Keyblade gears that you can get inside the game, so keep that in mind. Who knows? Well, we know what'll happen. We've played Kingdom Hearts 2. Unless you're watching this for the first time and have not played Kingdom Hearts 2 or seen my playthrough. But day 14, friends. All right. Something's telling me this is gonna involve bad style. Really? No more tutorial? So what are holo missions? They're a way to re-experience missions you've already been assigned. Pretty much they allow you to play any previous mission. So, with that, holo missions, SciAx may stop issuing missions after a certain date. Do not worry though, you can always try any mission later, just select holo missions. And we have equipping a weapon. Installing a weapon panel transforms your weapon, changing its appearance and abilities. That's what the gears are for. Different gears and their different names give you a different keyblade and different abilities. We also have new entries in Roxas's diary. Roxas's diary is what he chronicles throughout the days, his times in the organization, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to be bothering with Roxas's diary. But anyway, guys, I'm going to actually end it off right here. I know I'm actually doing a proper outro for once. This has been Roxas1359. Next time, we're going to be going on a mission, a really real mission, I should say, with Axel. See you all next time.